Hi, Advanced Algebra 2B. So today we worked on this group work, section 11.2. Technically, it's 12.2 for us, but that doesn't really matter. Anyway, called Balancing the Budget. And in this problem, we talked about deficits. So just if you weren't here, if a company earns $10,000 and then they spend $12,000, they've obviously spent more than they've earned. And so that would put them in a deficit of $2,000 because that's the difference. If the situation was reversed and they earned more than they spent, then we would call it a budget surplus instead of a deficit. So in the problem in class we did today, we had a budget deficit of $50,000 in year 2011. So I'm going to write that information down below. And the company doesn't want to have a deficit, but it's really hard to get rid of. And so to do this, they create a program where they are going to reduce their deficit by $1,250 every year. Okay. So for instance, in 2012, we're going to reduce our deficit by $1,250, so that's going to put us at $48,750. In 2013, we're going to reduce our deficit some more, and that's going to put us at $47,500. And so each time here, we're going down by $1,250 per year. Okay. And in class, the first problem was really easy to figure out. You said, when will it be gone? And so a lot of you guys took 50,000, divided that by $1,250, and you got 40 years until it all goes away. And then you added the starting year, so 2011, and you got an answer of 2051 for the year that there won't be any more deficit. Okay. Now this was well and good, but then you got to this next problem. The next problem says that just because a deficit is gone does not mean it's all good news. Recall that every year from 2011, you're putting away more and more debt. That amount still has to be made up. It's exactly what you think it would be. And the total amount of debt is what the company is going to owe. So the question we're trying to figure out is how much debt do we have total in 2051. Now in class you guys did this the long way. You found all of your deficits for every single year all the way up to 2051. It was really repetitive. And then to find out the total debt, you have to add all of your deficits together. Okay. So we obviously got sick of this real fast. And in that situation, whenever you have something that's very repetitive, your calculator is always going to be a really, really good tool. And part of the problem today is you guys just didn't know how to use your calculator to make it work for you. So here's one possible way that we can do this. In your calculator, we're going to want to create a formula. Now, I know I said the formula part was hard, but the formula part for the deficit is doable. So if I want a formula for the deficit, we're going to go ahead and write this like we've been doing in class. So here's my first term, my a sub 1. My a sub 2 is the next year's deficit. My a sub 3 is the next year's deficit. And just like the other day in class, or what we've been doing in class, since this is following a pattern, it's going down by $1,250 each time, we can write a rule for it. So we're going to say a sub n equals the amount it's going down by each time, so negative $1,250n. And then we need the starting term, and the starting term is your y-intercept or your zero term. Now to get that, we're going to have to go forward in the list, $1,250, so that's going to put us at $51,250. So that's going to be my sub-zero term, $51,250. And now I have a formula for my deficits, for my yearly deficits. And you can check your work here. Go into your y equals and say negative 1250x plus 51250, right, plus my y-intercept. And if I go into my xy table, in the first year I'm at 50,000, in the second year I'm at 48,000, in the third year I'm at 47, okay? So we're getting our list generated correctly. And now I'm going to go to my stat menu. This is sort of a jimmy rig on this problem, but it's a way to do it. In my stat menu, I'm going to hit enter on edit, and I need to type in all of the numbers from 1 to 40. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. This part is repetitive too. There is a better way to do even this, but for right now, this is the one that you guys are actually going to be able to handle. It's the one that you have the most knowledge for. Okay, so I get those typed in. By the way, do it carefully. If you make a mistake there, you're screwed. And then we're going to go over into our L2. We're going to put our cursor up here, and we're going to say negative 1250 times L sub 1. Okay, and to get that L1, I hit the second key, and then do you see how there's an L1 above the 1 key? So I hit second and then 1 there. Okay. Plus 51250, my y-intercept, and I'm going to hit enter. Notice my first year I get 50 grand, my second year I get 48, so this is putting us our numbers in. And if I scroll down all the way, junk. I'm going to go fast until I get close to 40, and then I'm going to slow down so I don't do that again. Okay, there we go. So actually at 40 it's 1250, and then the next year we'd be down to 0. Okay. These are giving you all your deficits, right? And what I want to do is I want to add all of these up to get my total debt. Well, there's a slick trick in your stat menu that can do this for you. So you're going to hit stat, over to calc, enter. Okay. And then we don't want to run our stats on list 1 because that's just the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's not very exciting. We want to change this to L2, so second and then 2. And then go to calculate. Okay. And if you notice, right here, if you guys did this spot by hand, you should have gotten the answer. 1 million, what's that? 25,000 is the sum is for your total debt. This little symbol, this little E in math is for sum, for adding things, okay? So for your notes, I know a lot of this was like not really noteworthy just yet. On a separate sheet of paper for your 12.1B notes, this is on balancing the budget, we're going to write this down. Okay, so first the calculator steps. Step 1 was to write your formula. So for us, it was A sub n equals negative 1250 n plus 51,250. Okay, so you're going to have to find that formula. Step 2, after you find the formula, you're going to go to your stat menu and you're going to type in your L1s. So type in 1 to 40 into L1. 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. Okay. Step 3, you're going to go to your L2, and you're going to tell it that L2 is equal to negative 1250 L1 plus 51,250. Okay. And then you're going to hit the stat button again. You're going to go to calc. You're going to tell it to use L2. Okay. And once you do that, your answer is sitting in this little symbol. This guy's called sigma, right? And it tells you that the answer to this problem is $1,025,000. That's the total debt you would accumulate in this situation for the problem that we did in class today. Okay, this little guy's name is sigma. You should probably know that because you're cool if you know it. And it means to sum, or in our case, we probably would like to say to add. Okay. And as a little bonus for making it all the way to the end of the video, you guys are now that much closer to understanding the phrase square root of -1, 2 cubed, sigma pi. So square root of -1 is I, 2 cubed is 8. This is the symbol for sum, and pi. So up in my room, there's a poster that has the symbols on it, and it's I ate some pie, and then I think the poster says, and it was delicious. And now you guys know all of the math you need to know to understand that silly joke and my silly poster. Hope that was worth it. Anyways, have a good night tonight. Make sure you get these copied down, and then we'll be doing a similar problem tomorrow that you'll be able to use your calculator on. All right, take care.